Hi everyone, my name is Christina. I am a student at Front Range Community College at the Westminster campus. And today I wanted to share with you some of my experiences being in an active learning classroom and also some of the benefits that it had for me moving forward into some of my other lecture-based classes or competency-based classes. Some students do see an active learning classroom as too much work, and I did experience that with some of my classmates, feeling like they were a little overwhelmed. And I do agree, being in an active learning classroom is a lot of work. You do have to do that extra bit of work to gain a foundational understanding so that you can go into class and have really great discussions. But in my opinion, with the extra work that I did do in an active learning classroom, it made my class time much more efficient and much more effective. And what I mean by that is I would learn the foundational pieces at home on my own, doing some of the more simple things like, say, the anatomy of a muscle. It just kind of is what it is, and there's not much to it. And so that's one of the pieces that I could learn at home on my own. And then come into class knowing the anatomy of a muscle, we can then spend 3 hours talking about how a muscle contracts. And that was really important to me because, in my opinion, I feel like the anatomy was a lot easier than the physiology in this class. And it was nice to be able to spend so much time on the physiology and the body processes and how things work. And I think it was really essential for me to gain a good understanding of the material to spend that much time in class talking about it, doing activities, class discussions, going on the whiteboard, drawing it out. That was really effective for me. And also, I feel like doing the extra work on the forefront also gave me a sense of academic maturity moving forward, mostly because I'm so used to spending that time doing my reading guides, preparing for class quizzes before every class, that it's just kind of my norm now. It doesn't seem like it's so strenuous after doing it for a semester. And I learned how to make time to do those things, even though I worked full time and I went to school. I still made the time to, complete my reading guides to the best of my ability and do those things so that I could succeed in the class. The beginning of the class it was a little rough for me. I had gotten a C on my first exam because I had thought that I could do minimum work and receive maximum credit. And obviously that wasn't the case. It worked out in some of my 100 level courses, but with anatomy and physiology being a 200 level course, that really pulled out that weakness, and I quickly figured out that that wasn't going to work. So I basically had to take ownership of my study habits and what I was doing to prepare for my exams and prepare for class, and realize that, that wasn't going to work like it used to. And so now moving forward, no matter what class I take, I have that academic maturity and that ownership to do well in my classes, which was really important to me. Let's see. So along with making class time effective, being in an active learning classroom also taught me how to make my study time effective as well. I could take my class activities home and then I would study them, and then lo and behold, those same activities would show up on the exam and I knew what to do, basically. And the same thing with the reading guides. Questions would be pulled straight from the reading guides that would show up on the exams, and I knew exactly what to do. And so that was really helpful for me to kind of condense the material, know what to study it, learn it, and then go into class and take an exam and do well on the exam, but also keep that understanding for semesters to come. I took anatomy and physiology a year ago, and I still feel like I have a pretty solid understanding of the material moving forward. So to kind of wrap things up, I feel like being in an active learning classroom has done a lot of things for me that I'm not only in that semester of being in an active learning classroom, I was able to gain rock solid study habits. My time management, I learned how to manage my time a lot better being in an active learning classroom. I gained a sense of academic maturity and as well as academic confidence, because I felt like if I could do the work that it took to be in an active learning classroom, I could do anything basically. And that's a really good feeling as a student, to go into a class and have that confidence. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you consider doing an active learning classroom. Thank you.